it. So are we like dancing now? White guy in that.
Yeah. I'm on the wall, but I'm really dancing. Alrighty. What's up, everyone? Clay still doing his jig, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is this not like dance party hour?
I mean,
you know,
it is.
You know, like
it is an
I
hour.
can break out. I can break out Dance Central again. You know.
Oh God.
You know, I have it. You know, like Poison. You know.
Before we start, can anybody see the chat or see the stream? Excuse me.
I would hope so. It was on my phone earlier.
Yeah. Wifey says, "Yeah, I could hear you giggling up there, but no visual." It's like, well, then
Wow.
you got the better end of that deal.
Wow, Joel. Some expert you are.
All right. Well,
see, look at this right here. It's live. YouTube.
Yeah. Inception.
YouTube.com.org.biz right here.
I don't think they use that.
Yeah.
.net. .us.
Yeah.
.gov.
Umbra says
There.
it's live now, and Wifey says it wasn't a second ago. It's like, okay, well, thanks. Well,
okay.
Game
I
news,
have
huh?
not seen anything for about
Anyone else
10
want to chip
minutes.
in?
What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Third episode since our return, season 1, episode 3. We got quite a bit of news to go through.
We do.
But first, let's start with the regular stuff, the new releases. We have a couple new releases that we need to start talking about.
By the way, hold on. If I may.
You may, I guess.
If you will permit me. Con permiso.
Con permiso.
Yes.
I know those words.
Hey everybody, welcome to Nerd Junkies Game News Live. I'm Clay, this is Joe, and that's Mel Green Eyes. What's up?
You're just going to throw that in there, aren't you?
I have to. She's a dirty liar, and she must pay for it. Yeah. So there you go.
You
All right.
liar.
You lied to us.
You lied with
10
lies.
The worst. Anyway.
No one asked.
Yeah.
Well, okay. That's enough out of you, Mel. Anyway, so, Joe, on with new releases. New releases. Here's the title card.
Yeah.
Boom. New releases.
New releases. Well, whenever I get that done.
We don't have a title card for that. It's like whatever.
It'll get there.
It's all good.
We're still working on it.
It's episode 3, people. Whatever.
Yeah. Enjoy.
COVID. I don't know. Okay, whatever it is.
All right. So we're picking up our new releases from Metacritic this week. So we have the Jackbox Party Pack 7. I love those games. They're so much fun.
love these games. This series is so good. I got turned on to this by Cinderkin a few years ago, and I was like, wow, these are really great party games. And they're even like streamable. Like they like have like integration.
Yeah, I think they do like Chromecast and stuff like that on your phone.
Yeah. So, it's pretty awesome. Jackbox Games. I didn't even know 7 was coming out. I was listening to the PlayStation like podcast like last week, and they mentioned it was coming out next week, and I was like, "What? Like 6 just came out like a few months ago? Like what the hell?" Yeah, I still haven't played 6. I have 1 through 5. I love them. There's like this series of games is always good.
Yeah.
So can't wait.
And it's pretty hilarious too. Like some of the things the announcer says sometimes it's just like, that's hilarious.
They're funny, like playing Drawful, and it's nothing but just inappropriate drawings all over the place.
Yeah.
Murder Party is my favorite of the games.
Trivia, Murder Party, whatever it's called from Jackbox 3. That's my personal favorite game in the entire series. They're awesome.
All right. So this one's coming out for a crap load of
it's like these games are on everything. Yeah. Because they will sell.
It looks like it's $29.99 for all of them. So
yeah.
Actually, you know what? Fanatical, I don't know what that is. And Humble is
Fanatical
for $26 or $27. $2 off.
Yeah. Fanatical is I'm on their email list. I get their emails like 400 times a day. It's like they took over for another gaming site. It was like Bundle Stars, I think it was.
Still not.
If you remember Bundle Stars from years ago. Oh, okay. It's another like, hey, you want Steam deals, go to this website kind of thing. It's like,
gotcha.
They're good, and there's like there's always sales and deals and stuff going on.
All right, so let's move on to the other one. This one's everyone's been waiting on, the Mario Kart real life camera kind of thing. That looks really cool.
This is such a good. Yeah,
Have you played this yet?
I have not. It's like I think it's like $100 or something like that, and it's like I would not make any use of that in my house, and it would be fun just to like troll my dogs, but no, it's like
I've seen some people on YouTube actually mess with their cats with it.
yeah. I think it's a
they're
great
like
idea.
hazardous obstacles in the in the card that you have to avoid now.
Yeah, like I love the idea of it. I think it's awesome. I would have no use of it, so I didn't buy one. But it looks great.
But the
And I know
demographic is obviously for younger crowds, right? So
younger crowds. Yeah, people to play with their kids with these RC cars and things like that. I get it. Like I said, this is a genius idea from Nintendo. It's just I don't have the need for it in my house.
But you know what's gonna happen though, right? It's like they always market it for the younger crowd, and the younger crowd is just gonna be like, "This is cool. I don't know who half of these characters are," and then the parents are gonna be like, "Give me that controller."
Yeah.
Now it's mine.
I need to make sure this works correctly.
It'll be perfect for the Christmas time rush, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, this is good timing for them. This thing is going to fly off shelves. I know even like adults without kids who are just Nintendo fan people, and it's like they bought like all the when they released all the cardboard stuff for the Switch, like build the robot and build the car and build the piano and all that stuff. It's like they went nuts on that stuff too. It's like Nintendo just prints money, so it's like.
To be honest with you, I've always put up like Nintendo physical stuff on the same level as like the McDonald's collectible stuff. Just the same crowd that's just like, even though they're like 30 somethings, they're still picking this stuff up.
Look at like Amiibo. I mean, I know people who have like dozens of these things, and it's like they don't even play the games. Like they just collect them because they're cool. Yeah, it's like I have like 5 or 6 of them, but it's like, I know people with like walls of them, like, and it's like, do you even play like Nintendo stuff? And they're like, no, I just really love these things.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, yeah,
that's
good,
crazy.
Good on you. Yeah.
All right, so
Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say, but yeah, this Mario Kart thing is solid gold. Yeah, like they're gonna kill it with this thing.
It prints money meme.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so the next one that we're going up with is NHL 21. It's a new NHL game, which I don't know if it falls into the same category as like FIFA and stuff like that, where it's just like a rehash, copy and paste kind of thing. But it's like I don't hear enough of NHL as it is right now.
I have not played a hockey video game in probably over 10 years. So I really have no perspective on any of this. I wanted to just have a minor talking point on this. I thought it was really cool that they're in this game. They're also releasing, it's basically NHL 94, which is everybody thinks it's basically one of the best hockey games of all time. And it was like on the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis and stuff like that. It was awesome. And they're actually putting NHL 94 into this game with updated like rosters and teams and stuff.
Right.
And I was like, that's actually pretty cool. Like that would get me to actually play this.
Gotcha.
The real 2020 game, I have no interest in whatsoever. But if I can play Sega Genesis style hockey again with updated teams, I'd be like, yes, let's do that. Go Knights.
I'm gonna date myself. The last time I played a hockey game was on the NES, and it was Blades of Steel. Blades of Steel.
Yeah. Good game.
And the only reason why I played that game was because you can punch the hell out of each other at certain points in the game.
yeah. They had like a fighting system.
Yeah.
The NHL 94 and the ones before it, like NHLPA 93 and stuff like that. Yeah, like they had fighting in it too. And they were, actually NHLPA 93 had blood in it too, and that was like really weird. But but yeah, no, like old hockey games are great. The new ones, I don't really care anymore. They try to make it like Madden simulation style stuff, and I'm just like, nah, screw that.
Yeah. All right, it's time for the game news. Let's do this.
Ooh.
We have an update on G.I. Joe Operation
Blackout. Operation Blackout. So last week I mentioned I was like interested in this game, and I was like, cool, we're gonna play this. I I gameflied it. I rented it, okay, and it was like gameflied it, put on my PS4. I spent probably 30 minutes playing this game.
What?
And then I put it right back in the mail.
Was 30 minutes enough though? They couldn't have been like some deeper system that you get after like the 80th level.
I would strongly recommend this game to any young gamer out there, like younger people, not kids or anything like that, but like maybe you have like a 10-year-old or something like that, or 15-year-old, somebody who some younger kid who has an interest in video games and says, man, if only I was alive during the GameCube, PS2, Xbox phase, I wonder what third-person shooters were like back then.
Ooh.
And then I would say, play G.I. Joe Operation Blackout. Because that's what it is. This is a game that feels like it's a 20-year-old third-person shooter. It's clunky. It's not. It's a cel-shaded third-person shooter, which is like cel-shaded. Cool. G.I. Joe's a cartoon. Like, great call. But it's like, all the cutscenes are like static images with just voice work. So like Duke is like, and they're like, let's go get them, Joes. And then Cobra Commander's like, I'll get you, Joes. Cobra. And it's like,
sounds like a Persona.
That was actually pretty good.
Yeah, and it's like so it's like it's like all the production value in this game is very small. It's like it's a really old feeling third person shooter. There's not a lot of effort put into this thing. And then so I go through the tutorial level and then I play mission 1. And I'm like, this is very boring, right? So I'm playing this, I'm like, you know what? Multiplayer. Maybe multiplayer is going to save this. Like, I'm going to get in there and it's going to be just massive G.I. Joe Cobra battles or something like that. It is a up to 4-player local multiplayer.
So you have, do you still have to be at somebody's house?
There's team deathmatch. There's a control map kind of thing where you stand in a zone and it captures that kind of thing. And there's capture the flag. 4-player local multiplayer. So like
split screen?
Yeah. So it's like maybe somebody forgot to tell them it's the year 2020. And local 4-player multiplayer hasn't been around since like 2002.
So while you're over there, like third person freaking GoldenEye style,
it's basically 4-player capture the flag GoldenEye split screen, and it's like there's no online mode for any of this, and it's like, no, that's it. And I'm like, what is the point? Why did you even release this game?
People can't visit people right now. Let alone.
Well, and not even anything to do with like pandemic or COVID or anything like that. But still, if you bought this game, like if the world is back to normal and it's like, bro, let's play some G.I. Joe, Go Joe, whatever.
Go Joe!
We start the game and it's like, all right, how do we play together? No, you don't. No. Hey, Joe, I know you like, both of us live in Las Vegas. Joe lives like 45 minutes away from me. Hey, Joe, you want to drive 45 minutes over so we can play split screen capture the flag?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, it's worth a shot. Yeah. No, the game, like I said, about 30 minutes. Like I finished mission 1. I was bored. Multiplayer. About 10 seconds later, I was like, and eject. Okay.
Ooh.
Back in the mail. Screw this game.
Still warm in the packet. Just like,
yeah. Just like, and waste of life. Okay. Right. Yeah.
Do you think it would have had a better life if it was just like mobile, like a mobile game?
Probably, but think about it. Like, you have the G.I. Joe franchise. You have tons of 80s nerds out there who like love G.I. Joe. So I mean, G.I. Joe has been around since like the 50s or 60s or something. But it's like the cartoon and everything, and it was great.
Right.
You have a cel-shaded third-person shooter, which okay, good start. Cel-shaded, it's cartoon. But what if you actually had like cutscenes that made it look like an episode of the show?
Right.
Even with like an 80s style animation.
Right.
Like that would have been awesome. And then if you had these like a big Battlefield style multiplayer mode with like the vehicles from G.I. Joe and Cobra.
Yeah.
And it's like, just why wouldn't you try to do something like that?
Because you're already talking about a topic that's just nostalgia driven, right? So why not add the things that would help out that game in meeting that necessity for nostalgia seekers?
That's all I'm saying is if they whoever the publisher is on this game, I don't even know who the developer or publisher was on this game.
I just looked it up. It's Game Mill, I believe. They make
Wow.
a lot of like licensed
Mobile.
type games. They have a new one coming out for Cobra Kai, the Netflix show.
Oh, I saw that on my coming soon list, and I was like, wow, that's probably going to be terrible. But imagine if like whoever the publisher was on this, if they actually put some money into this game, it could have been good. Like it could have been something. But they basically said, "Oh, we got like $2 million. We'll churn out a GI Joe game and see what happens." And it's like, yeah, but what if you had like $10 million and then you put that into the game? It could have been something good, and you could have made some money off it. But now you have this like
hell, you could have just revived maybe even the GI Joe franchise just from
Hasbro could have. Hasbro is probably just eating the licensing money on this, but it's like they could have chipped in. They could have revitalized like a whole new generation of like GI Joe toys that tie into the video games. It's like this could have been a thing.
Yeah.
And they just completely took the ball and dropped it. And it was like, wow, oh well, like that's disappointing, but whatever.
Yeah.
30 minutes of my life I'm not getting back, but whatever.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, I was kind of picturing a little bit more Gears of War third person shooter, like cover system and whatnot, but it didn't even look like that.
You can, so there are cover based things in the game that you can like duck behind, but there's no like Gears like snap to cover or like shooting over or anything like that.
An action type snapping.
Yeah. It's not like a cover based system. It's literally like, oh, here's a thing I can duck behind. And then I have to stand up to shoot something, and then I can duck, you know. And I was just like, this game is just a waste of time. Like I was upset. I was like, they had such a good opportunity here, and they threw it away. But whatever. Yeah. Too bad. Right. Well, thanks, Game Mill.
I mean, even the name just sounds wrong. Like, hey, we just churn out games. We're Game Mill.
Yeah.
Whether you like them or not.
Can't wait for Cobra Kai. No, I'm not.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, it's blowing up, so they might toss a little bit of extra money and development time into that one. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, Cobra Kai's super popular right now. I get it. It's a smart move to make a game based on it when it's already this popular. But if the game's gonna suck anyway, it's like who cares?
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Google's about to give you some good stuff. Apparently, you ready? Do you still have your Stadia subscription, Clay?
No, I had T-Mobile gave me 3 months for free.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not use it once.
Not even to like test out your internet or nothing like that.
No, I didn't use it once. I've played Stadia at like, I think it was like Cinderkin's house or something like that, and it was like, oh, okay. I mean, Joe, if you guys are new to Nerd Junkies or whatever, Joel and I have done cloud gaming for like 10 years now. It's like we did OnLive, we did Gaikai. This is nothing new. It's like this is like, oh, hey, it's the new one of the year, so it's like whatever. So it was like I already knew what to expect with Stadia, but I didn't even bother because it was like the way they're doing their pricing model, I think is stupid. Mm-hmm. Like you have to subscribe to it, and then you have to buy the games on top of it,
which sounded so dumb.
And it was like, yeah, and there's no guarantee that these games are going to be around in a year. Like, what if Google just decides to throw away Stadia? And it's like, you just lost all those games. Yeah. Like, there's no keeping any of it. Like, which you could say about any digital gaming platform, but it's like, Google has a history of trashing stuff that doesn't make money right away. So it's like, whatever. But yeah, I didn't try it once. I know they just announced Cyberpunk is coming to Stadia, and that's cool. I don't know what other good stuff they have, but it's, I didn't try it once because it was like, I don't know. Oh, and they even gave me like a $10 coupon to use for free on the Stadia store. And I looked at the game selection and I was like, there is literally nothing I would play on here.
Yeah.
This is a giant waste of time.
I think Xbox has made a good choice into basically taking on the mantle of Netflix for games.
I think so too. I think the subscription model is perfect for this, where you're getting the games as part of the subscription. You don't have to pay for the games separately. I think that's a very wise move for something like this. Like for something that's uncertain, like cloud gaming anyway. It's like this way, it's like, hey, you already have these games, so just play them.
So,
like, I think that's the wise move here.
So what's the good stuff that we're getting with Google Stadia then?
I don't know. It's some announcement they're going to do on like Tuesday or something like that. So, like I said, we know Cyberpunk just got announced for Stadia. It'll be there on day one. But now there's more good stuff coming, and it's like, okay, sure. Like I said, this is cloud gaming it's really nothing new. It's been around for like 10 years now. But
who
it's
benefits off of this? People in rural areas, I guess? No. Because even then, you would have to have like really powerful internet just to be able to run even at 1080p.
Their internet requirements for Stadia are crazy. Like, you have to have really fast internet, and it eats a lot of data.
Yeah.
For
those who don't understand, imagine not having Xbox hardware at all. We're assuming that everyone who's watching now like understands cloud, but for those who don't understand, it's like imagine not having to buy a big piece of hardware that's hundreds of dollars expensive, right? But you get like either a small device or something like that, and everything is processed at the location that they're giving you,
like their data center or whatever.
Yeah, their data center, their servers or whatnot, and all the frames are being streamed right back to you like a Netflix movie, right? But your controller still controls the game. It's just going all the way out to the internet, which is why you need such powerful internet. Not because it's like super big packets, but because you need the speed of being able to translate like a moving to the left needs to be like a millisecond.
Yeah, it needs to be instant, right? So you have to have really fast internet for Stadia, and if you don't have an unlimited data plan, like let's say you're capped at like, I don't know, 100 gigs a month or something like that, it's going to eat that within a week.
Yeah.
Like it super chews up your data bandwidth, and it's to me it just wasn't even worth it.
I know a lot of people that are in Las Vegas that even the 1 terabyte cap is too small for them because it's a large family, right? And so a lot of devices, a lot of TVs. Some of the kids leave the freaking Netflix going at 4K for like 8 episodes, and it's just like, okay, kids.
And there goes the internet. Good job.
Now I'm paying $50 extra a month just to have unlimited. It's like, ugh. I just don't. Adding this on to your already like media ecosystem is just like, how much is it gonna eat my internet?
Yeah, and it's not that we're just picking on Google or anything. xCloud, or Microsoft rebranded it. I think it's really stupid. It's now like cloud gaming with Game Pass or something like that. It's not called xCloud anymore, and it's like
so much cooler though.
So you put like 14 words into a brand, whatever. But it's like it's xCloud because I'm not going to call it the other thing. It's xCloud also eats up your bandwidth and everything like that, but just the simple fact that you don't have to buy the games on top of it, I think it's like that's where they should be going. Luna, Amazon's new cloud gaming thing they announced, is kind of, it's like you pay for a subscription and then you buy like a channel. So like you'll buy like the Ubisoft channel,
like a tier,
and then it's like, hey, I want Luna, and then I want Ubisoft, and then Ubisoft is going to be like another $5. And that's going to unlock like, oh, here's Assassin's Creed Valhalla because you bought the Ubisoft channel.
So it's basically like EA's like Play subscription.
Basically, it's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like Luna. You're still paying for things separately, but you're not buying the games themselves. You're just buying access to a selection of games.
That sucks.
So it's weird, but I don't know.
Yeah, Xbox, keep doing what you're doing. I think that's going to go well.
Yeah, I do the cloud streaming on my phone, and it's awesome. Yeah, like I do not have any problems.
And here's
I can play Streets of Rage 4 in bed. I'm happy. Yeah. That's it.
And here's a pro tip for Microsoft: go ahead and shut down all the GameStops at this point.
just they don't own GameStop. They're in a partnership now. So GameStop, I guess somebody like Reggie, was in a board meeting at GameStop and was just like, you guys really don't know how to do anything. Correct, do you? And they were like,
the Point Dexter in the back. Actually, we don't.
Actually. And it was like,
check out who's in the chats. Matty S. Do you remember him?
That of course I know Matty S.
Yeah, he's back on the chats.
Yeah. He was text harassing me the other day about not telling him that Nerd Junkies was broadcasting again.
What?
And I was like,
I mean,
My bad, man.
I mean, bro,
Sorry.
like links, you know.
Socials, bruh. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nimbus himself.
Nimbus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hey dude.
Yeah.
Haven't seen that guy in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think he moved over to Cali, but I'm not gonna give away that information because it's all personal information, and whatnot.
And we have HIPAA requirements.
Our
GDPR compliance is, whatever. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, big stuff on Stadia coming soon.
Good stuff.
All right.
All right.
Stuff.
Thanks for letting us know what it is, and we'll get to you when you announce it.
Maybe we'll get some old or some more super old games that nobody cares about anymore. All right. $20.
Okay.
Tomb Raider.
I'm gonna put in my prediction right now. They're actually gonna give you free stuff. That they're gonna give you free games.
They have free games already. It's like if you're I think it's called Stadia Pro or something like that. It's like their $10 a month plan or something like that. There are a number of free games you can get. But for like say Cyberpunk, if you want Cyberpunk on Stadia, they're going to charge you like $60. And it's like that's
and I still think
that's just the wrong way to do this.
I still think like their free tier should still have demos at least for you to be able to test out a lot of the stuff, because I could not find a single game that I could try on the free tier.
Give me like a 1 hour trial.
Yeah.
Like, hey, for free, you can play this game for 1 hour. Like that's what like EA Play does, right?
Yeah,
so it's
they give you 10 hours on a new release or something like that. And then exactly. Nvidia does the you're on a queue system. If there's too many people like trying to get onto a game, if you're on a paid subscription, you get right through the queue. Like you're on like that VIP like whatever velvet rope thing. Am I on the list?
I'm on the list. VIP status, whatever.
If not, you get on a queue system and you just wait for the game for an instance to load up. So that's cost savings for them, but at least you still get to play the game for free for a few hours, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the next one for Sega. Sega offers for free PC games, which is I saw you on Twitter just blow up about this. You were just like, "Thank you."
Okay. Sega, because I know you're watching this, because why wouldn't you be?
What else do you have to do on a Saturday?
I mean, you guys have nothing going on, so it's clearly Sega is doing their 60th birthday kind of thing right now. So if you go to sega60th.com, it's their big celebration thing happening right now. If you link your Steam account to it on that page, they give you a free copy of Nights into Dreams, that Saturn game, which is pretty cool. And I think it even has like the Christmas DLC as well for free, so that's cool. They're doing Sonic 2 is a free giveaway on Steam right now. So that's cool. Great game. But they're releasing these little small games that are like technically new games, but they're free. So it's like yesterday they announced this game called like Endless Space, or I don't even know what it was called. It's some spaceship shooter. And I was like, whatever, it's free, I'll buy it. Today, it's probably already live. I think it went live at like 10 a.m. or something like that. And I haven't bought it yet. They're doing a Streets of Rage Yakuza blend.
Like a crossover?
So it's like Streets of Rage 2, but with the environment and the characters of Yakuza. And oh my god, dude. My mind literally shattered into a million pieces. I cried. I wept. I held myself in a corner because I was so happy. Because one, Streets of Rage 2 is just one of the greatest video games of all time. And then you've got Yakuza, which is amazing. So it's like, it's called Streets of Kamurocho, because that's the main city in the Yakuza series. And I was just like, it's too much, I can't look.
It's so awesome.
Oh my god. Yeah, I was just like, this is the greatest thing ever. And I think tomorrow they're doing Golden Axe, which is kind of, from what I understand, it's like a prototype build of a Golden Axe reboot that was going to be made.
I love that arcade game.
Golden Axe is a great game. It's hard, and it was a good game.
I kept wanting to punch all the little gnomes that kept on running around in the screen. It was just
they tried to like steal your like magic potions or something like that. So you kick them and they fall out of their bags and stuff. Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
No, Golden Axe is good, but that's Streets of Kamurocho. When I saw that, I was just like, can I give you money for this? Can I like $100. Can I just throw that at you? And then, they're like, Clay, it's free. It's like a celebratory thing. It's like, it's what we're doing. It'd be like, so 200.
You just
like
don't
shut up and take my money. I was like, I want to play that so bad. So yeah, I'll probably do that later today.
Yeah, this definitely looks like a concept. It kind of reminds me of like a PlayStation Vita game.
Yeah.
For the Golden Axe.
Yeah, Golden Axe. Yeah. It should be fun. The spaceship shooter one, like I said, it's free. Oh yeah, by the way, these games are only downloadable this weekend.
Yeah, one day only.
Get them today or like yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Like they're staggering out these 3 games. Get them today, or they're gone. You're done. Yeah. Like Streets of Kamurocho, Game of the Year 2020. No, I'm just kidding. But it's like, yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Can't wait. Super pumped. Good job, Sega. Keep it going.
Yeah, they really
keep releasing Yakuza games. They're amazing.
Yeah, looks pretty cool. I'm probably gonna just grab these right after the show anyway, and just check them out.
Free games, man.
Free games.
Free games.
So let's go to the next article. Ass Creed.
Ooh, yeah, those ass creeds.
Ass Creed.
I put this in here once again, similar to what we did with the Yakuza 2 weeks ago. These are the PC specs for Ass Creed Valhalla, the new game, which I am just certain is going to be a completely new, unique experience that plays like no other video game ever.
And no other Assassin's Creed ever.
No other. It's going to be completely night and day.
Yeah.
Like this one, it's going to have like your character, and they're going to run around and kill things, and then it's going to flash back to real time every now and then, and you level up. But now there's like bigger beards because they're Vikings. Beards, man. That's what you're paying for right there. No, but I wanted to give you a chance to have a gloss over on those PC specs.
Yeah. So check this out. So the minimum system requirements was actually kind of surprising because we're talking about almost 5 generations old from a processor requirement and a graphics processor requirement. 4 gigabytes on a minimum. I mean, GTX 960 is mentioned here, but it's probably going to run on almost anything so long as it's on a minimum setting. But these processors here, they're so old that I just don't see a lot of people that won't be able to run it unless they just don't have a graphics card. For the top tier ultra stuff, which they're not even doing 1080p or 1440p, the ultra stuff is literally now jumping over to 4K, since I guess now they're trying to do that as a main staple of ultra level, is just doing 4K gaming at 30 FPS. This isn't even 60 FPS. You're just doing 30. So you're doing console level frame rates at like PC level resolutions. And from here, you're going to see like last gens.
I will have you know that there were even NES games back in the 80s that had 60 FPS. Okay, so this is not, we had 60 FPS before the PCs did. I'm just putting that out.
Sure, those AAA titles on Nintendo. Sure. Anyways, so the whole point here is like, look, we're not even talking about current gen for Ultra. This is still last gen for Nvidia Geforce Rtx 2080. Now, keep in mind, the 2080 was no slouch either. That was their first, Nvidia was the first, that series was the first one to do RTX. But the fact that you only need 8 gigabytes to run this thing on Ultra at 4K, a lot of optimization probably went into this game to make sure that a lot of people can play it on the PC as well as on console. So I'd like to see what the console settings are close to here with the new Series X and the PlayStation 5, because I'm pretty sure 4K, a lot of these other ultra high preset settings are going to be brought down to maybe like high or even low presets.
I'm sure like the day of launch, you're going to see like a Digital Foundry video just comparing everything, like here's how it runs on the PC on Super, and here's how Series X and PS5 run, and here's how like, a PS4 or an Xbox One X or something. Yeah.
Right. The other cool thing about this graphic that I got up here with all the presets is that multi-monitor support and widescreen support are going to be default. So you can have like a huge 31:9 monitor, or I think there was like even like a 21:9.
where were we? Were we at a CES or E3 where it was
a
like
CES.
somebody was showing off like a
Samsung.
super wide monitor?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a super wide monitor, and somebody was playing like Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
And like Lara Croft was like this little teeny thing in the middle of the screen, and it was just like, wow.
Yeah. They also ran Crysis on it.
Yeah.
And then so Samsung was at the booth for that one, for the widescreen monitor, but it was a rear projection monitor, so it had a really deep back, kind of like an old CRT monitor.
Yeah.
But it was just like super wide. So Linus Tech Tips did a revival video of that thing, and he was actually able to find one. There are literally 3 projectors inside that thing that just meshed together the entire image, and I was just like, wow. He paid almost, I think, $5,000 for that thing. And I was just
and that monitor probably weighs 8,000 tons.
Yeah. 1 ton per pixel.
Exactly. Like, dear Lord, that thing is probably super heavy.
But I'm just glad that a lot of newer games are just starting to pick up on the multi-monitor / widescreen support. I wish that was a thing, more of a thing back when Titanfall was there, because when Titanfall came out, like, you played that game in a multi-monitor setup, it's like, it's great, but just to have like the widescreen with no like borders in the middle and then getting into a Titan, that was peace. That was really good.
Titanfall, yeah, those games are good.
But yeah,
I like those.
I'm glad they have the widescreen multi-monitor support. But aside from that, release is available November 10th. So get ready for that.
That is PS, or actually that's Series X, Series S day. They want to be day one launch. You know, like, this is the game everybody's going to want on their new Xbox and PS5, and it's like, it's Assassin's Creed, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's move on to our next article. Clay, when you think of Nintendo, do you think of family-friendly content? Things that are wholesome?
I'm just going to drop... wholesome was the word I was going to say. That is the word I would, use with Nintendo. Mm-hmm. Family-friendly, wholesome, happy, I don't even know other words like this. Things that make you smile, or whatever.
Safe for kids.
Yeah, safe for chillins.
Yes. So you know that Minecraft Steve is heading over, or he's already in Smash Brothers, right?
Yes. And he's in Smash Ultimate, and from what I understand from my friends who are in the Smash FGC, nobody cares. So
okay.
Yeah. So they were like, yes. So Steve is very broken right now. Apparently, like, they really need to patch him a lot. But are you showing the picture?
I'm about to.
Okay.
For any children in the room, please, please cover your eyes. Yeah.
Shield.
You don't want to
shield their innocence.
You don't want to see this meat.
Yeah.
And so whenever Steve wins a match, he's portrayed in the screenshot that you see here, where Steve won. He's number 1. But if you notice, there's no real way to tell that he's literally holding something in his hand or what that thing is, unless you're a Minecraft fan.
And you're like, oh, that's obviously a pickaxe.
No, that's not a pickaxe. That is literally some meat hanging out right near his junk.
But why would there be meat in Minecraft?
Yes. Why?
That makes no sense. I'm very curious to, like, during Nintendo's... Okay, like, so Smash games have a really brutal QA process. Like, and this is just known. Like whenever they do something, it's like, it's months and months of testing and everything like that. Nobody saw this. I find that hard to believe.
Really?
Like, Steve wins, and people are like, oh yeah, no, that's fine. Roll it out.
Okay.
And it was like, then day one, people are like, like, wow, Steve is really happy to win that match. Yeah. Well played, Nintendo.
Yeah.
So sick bastards.
So I'll take that possible scenario that they knew, but they just let it go. I think some of the
anything of it.
Yeah, they just didn't think anything of it because they're in the land of like how Disney's all like, we don't
They
see
are-
anything wrong with any of this stuff.
they are just innocent, and they were like, well, what do you mean? It's his pickaxe. What's wrong? And they're like, it looks like a dick. And he was like, what? No, that can't be right.
Yeah, that's literally what it looks like. And you can't always tell with Steve that he's actually holding like a piece of meat that he eats in his hand at certain points. But it's just like the placement of it was just not the best.
It's like,
yeah, and the fact that it's all pixelated, it just makes it look even worse.
Yeah.
But
Well played, Nintendo.
I don't know if they're going to change this, or maybe they'll just have a new like stance.
They'll patch it, or they'll make it so when he's like in a victory screen, they don't hold anything in his hands or anything like that.
Or just change it to the pickaxe or a diamond sword.
There you go.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, like it's Nintendo. They'll fix it. Like I'm not worried about that. I just think it's hilarious that this got through QA testing. And like nobody saw that.
No, they saw it. They just didn't say anything. They were just like, yeah, it looks great. We'll release it like that.
It's like, yeah, like everybody in the background's like, dude, the boss hasn't seen it yet. Awesome. We're going to go live? Sweet.
Oh my God. It went gold? Fantastic.
Yes. Some random nameless dev on Twitter's like, you're welcome.
Oh my God. Yeah, I hope no mom just all of a sudden like Karen's out on this whole thing, be like,
I was about to say there will be one Karen that will
Karen's gonna
tweet like,
Karen's gonna
it's not supposed to be on there.
This filth.
Yes.
How corrupting our children, Nintendo. Yeah.
All right. Let's go on to the next one. We're not gonna talk PS5 news. We're going right back to the classic PS4 and a new firmware coming out. I actually did not get to read this article, so do you want to fill us in on what we're looking forward to on PlayStation 4's new firmware here? Yeah,
so 8.0 came out, and one of the things that, and this is kind of the reason I put this in here. Apparently, it's kind of gaining a lot of attention right now because this is going to be a feature that the PS5 is going to have that they're also incorporating into the PS4, where you can now, so like, let's say some unimaginable situation happens where I'm playing, say, a shooter, and there's somebody in the voice chat who's like, I don't know, not that this would ever happen, being racist.
Hold on, pause.
Some expert you are.
Sorry. Yeah.
God.
Something's wrong with that bug there, but I can't figure it out.
Intermission.
Yes. Intermission. Bamf.
Yes. Quick, Johnny. Vamp.
So some unspoken or some forsaken situation where,
let's say, not that this would ever happen in an online game, but let's say like I'm in a shooter or something and somebody decides to be like racist or homophobic or something like that. Not that would ever happen.
No, in video games, no.
PlayStation Network is full of mature people
who
only are in it for the sportsmanship and the challenge of the game. You know that. But basically, I can now have the option. It's like, so that Sony basically opened it up where you can send conversations for moderation to them. So I can report you for being racist or something like that, and it'll go to Sony, and they'll listen to that conversation and then be like, oh, you're banned from PlayStation Network because you threatened to kill somebody or something like that. People are basically kind of taking this overboard, going like, Sony's listening to all of our conversations. They're not.
No, that's just the way that they want to get out of that whole situation.
Yeah, they're not. They don't have the time for that. If you want to send a conversation to them to be reported, they will listen to it. But they're not actively listening to your conversations.
So
this thing is actively listening to your conversations.
Yeah, and nobody's fretting about that. No one's like crying about the whole phone thing.
If you have a smartphone, it is listening to you at all times.
Yeah.
So
there's been several situations where I'm like, hey, babe, we need to go get some cat food. Where was that one place?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, I'll check my... Oh, hello there.
Hey.
Ad.
Hey, look. Cat food ads. What do you know? Yes. This thing is listening to you at all times. Google's robot and Apple's robots are constantly listening to you. Sony does not have the time to listen to you, but they will if you want them to.
Yeah. Especially if it's something that's violating like their terms of service and their user agreements, right?
Yeah. So like,
I think this is great.
Look, just don't be a dick online. Yeah. Okay. Just
don't be a Steve.
Don't be a Steve. Actually, wait. What's the male Karen? Kyle, I
guess. I heard
or something
Richard.
Like that. Richard, I don't even know. Yeah. Don't be a dick online and you won't get reported and whatever. That's the end of the day. If somebody shoots you and then teabags you, then just be like, oh wow, how original. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. My favorite conversations online, it's all like, you're cheating, you're overusing that feature that was put into the game and went through Q&A and whatnot, and now you're cheating it because you're spamming it. And I'm like, but it's in the game. Like, it's your job to figure out how to handle that.
If you're dying to the same rocket launcher every round, whose fault is that?
Yeah. Maybe you should do things differently. I refuse.
Yeah. No. I'm going to deagle it up every 5 seconds.
Yeah. I won't evolve. You have to evolve for me.
Exactly. You change your ways because I'm tired of dying. Yeah.
That's usually when we go into a racist rant right there.
Exactly. Yeah. Which, whatever. But yeah. Into the so PlayStation 4 8.0 is out. Don't be a dick. That's it.
Simple as that. That's cool.
Simple
though.
As that.
They also implemented, it looks like, the 2-factor authentication app stuff.
So yeah, they're expanding on 2-factor. So they already have it via like text or email, and they're basically starting to include the authenticator apps like Google Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator, things like that, which is cool. If you want to be super secure like that, like I just use text authentication for mine, so it works. One more side note on here, and then we'll go into the next one. But they've also updated the PlayStation Store, which I thought this was very strange, but they basically are removing PlayStation 3, PSP, and Vita content from the PlayStation Store. So if you want to like go buy that digital copy of GTA 4 or something like that for your PS3, you have to be on your PS3 to buy it now. You have to go to the PlayStation Store from your PS3 and buy it that way. And it's like, that's a weird call. That's weird.
That sounds like a really lazy thing to do.
You're limiting the ability for people to give you money. Whatever. Okay. Whatever, Sony. You all are obviously know more than me, so whatever. I just thought that was a very strange call.
Yeah. It sounds like they're doing the whole Joker thing. It's not about the money. It's about sending a message.
Yeah, that's it. And it's like, are you though? But whatever.
I mean, nobody knows what the message is.
Yeah. What's the message, Sony? And they're like, you know
that thing. Everybody knows it.
I mean, it's kind of obvious, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's stupid.
All right. So this one, we're talking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles hitting up and showing up in Smite now, in a way.
Smite. I thought this was a very weird
crossover
thing to do. Crossover. Okay, so Joe, you used to play Smite.
I still played. I actually loaded
you do?
Up.
Okay.
I actually loaded it up 2 nights ago. But yeah.
Okay, so I remember back in the day you used to play it a lot, and if you're playing it again, that's great. I've played a couple games of it. It didn't really mesh for me, but these are skins. These are not actual playable.
Right.
So Donatello has no Donatello abilities. He's just a skin over an existing god or something, right?
Right. So here's the thing. Smite is a game that's based off of several different mythologies, gods, right? So several different types of gods and everything. They all fight together in this MOBA style, over-the-shoulder, third-party, or third-person view MOBA, which is great. I liked it because it wasn't like a top-down kind of thing. But at the same time, I can still use my WASD to be able to move left, right, and all that other stuff on my keyboard. But all the gods in here have they exist in reality as far as like in stories, but these are basically reskins for existing gods like Sun Wukong, Osiris, and Loki. Have skins that better match like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fight style. So you know how like Raph has the size, I think. He has the 2 size.
Yeah.
So there's Loki, which is a very stabby type of god, and so it matches his playstyle.
Stabby.
Yeah, he's just like stab. I heard you have new commissary in your room. Zap.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's just reskins. It makes sense because Donatello is like Sun Wukong, which is like the monkey king and whatnot, and he just has a huge staff. So it makes sense. Yeah. I'm picking up what you're throwing down there, Steve.
Minecraft Steve. Yeah.
Yeah, but then there's Splinter Hachiman. So it's not just the turtles. You also get Splinter as a reskin here.
And like Shredder's in there too, right?
Yeah, Shredder's in here.
And
Paintballer Jing Wei. I don't know if that's supposed to be like what's her name? Wow, I can't remember. The crush that
from Turtles?
Yeah.
Like April O'Neil?
April O'Neil. Well, she has like an all yellow jacket and whatnot. It's on the screen right now, but she has like an all yellow jacket, and I'm not exactly sure if they're trying to depict her as April O'Neil, but it looks a lot like it. So alongside from the realistic like skins, they also have like the cartoony cell shaded skins as well. So different gods for those.
If they match, like where you said, like Raphael has the size and Loki is stabby, as his fighting style is stabby.
Yes, very stab. Yes.
Stab foo, if you will. So it's like, that's cool then that they're kind of like meshing those together. I just thought this was just a very strange thing to do, like just like a reskin for cross promotion purposes, whatever. Because like if you remember like
before with Avatar: The Last Airbender, those characters.
Yeah, they also did that.
I didn't know that was a reskin. I thought they actually put those characters into the game, like they were their own heroes.
Well, because they are like technically gods in their own universe. Like like they achieve like a certain level of godliness, but it's not that they actually put them into the game. They were just reskins.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I was like, when I first saw this, like with the whole Ninja Turtles thing, I thought it was kind of like where like the turtles were in like what it was like they were like they were additional characters in like it was Injustice or Mortal Kombat or something like that. But yeah, like they were brought into like fighting games, and I was like, oh, that's cool. So I guess they're going to be in here, but it's just a reskin. So I mean, that's cool.
Yeah,
I'm a big turtle fan. I get it, but I don't know. I just thought it was kind of like, oh, but if you're saying that they actually match the gods that they're playing, then that's cool.
Yeah, Yogencha's in the chat, by the way. Welcome, Yogencha.
Hey, Yogencha.
Hello.
Hey, so
it's probably like
the one thing that I do notice here for the Smite stuff is that Nickelodeon's branding is on here, whereas for like Injustice, I believe that was like the Dark Horse kind of comic book that was promoting that IP. So I'm not exactly sure if Nickelodeon owns the entire thing, but for Injustice, I saw no Nickelodeon logo at all.
Well, I mean, Nickelodeon, they own the Ninja Turtles license,
right?
So they probably got a piece of all that anyway.
I'll have to research that and see what's up.
Yeah,
because it's interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, if it works in the game, then cool. You know, like stabby. That's the main takeaway I have on this entire article is Raphael is stabby. That's it.
Yeah, enjoy. So for the next one, we're going to be talking about Xbox and what they're doing to make it easier for you to switch over to next gen. I thought this was really cool. I didn't know that it wasn't a free feature already, but it makes sense why they would want to do that now. Yeah.
So this should go into the checklist of Microsoft doing next gen upgrades just better than Sony.
Right.
Like this is yet another thing that they're doing. So basically, if you have an Xbox 360, which
we're going all the way back to an Xbox 360.
Yeah. So 2 gens ago, or last gen technically, because the new one's not out yet. But if you still have an Xbox 360 and you have a bunch of like Microsoft's really touting backwards compatibility with the Xbox Series S and X, so they're basically saying, hey, if you want to bring your saves over from the Xbox 360, normally you would have to do a cloud save and you have to have Xbox Live subscription for that.
Mm-hmm.
But there are people out there who don't care about multiplayer gaming or anything like that. They don't have Xbox Live. And that's fine. Microsoft's basically saying, we want you to do backwards compatible games. We want you to upgrade. So free cloud saves for everyone. And I was like, good on them. Like, so if you're on a 360, you can now upload your saves to the cloud. So when you get that brand new Xbox Series S or X, you'll have everything you need right there. You put in your Gears of War 2 disc and it'll just load your cloud save and you're ready to go exactly where you were.
Do you also feel like this might be like a halfway drug to getting people that were originally not inclined to do online stuff to just now go into next gen and be fed all this stuff of online?
This is a good move for them. But this is clearly just to get people to buy a new Xbox. Yeah. Like, they're basically saying, hey, you like Gears of War 2, keep playing it on this new thing, and we're gonna add HDR and we're gonna improve the frame rates, and you can pick up exactly where you were.
Right.
And it's like, but yeah, no, like this is just a move to get them to upgrade, or to get any Xbox 360 gamer to upgrade, which, like I said, it's good on Microsoft for doing it, and this is yet another thing they're doing that Sony hasn't even probably thought of, because their backwards compatibility plan on Sony's PS5 is pretty trash right now. So it's like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, for UI, user interface and user experience, they're not really great at it, no matter what generation they were in. Because I don't remember having a really good user experience with PlayStation ever.
The PS4, their user interface is pretty cool. Like, I like it. I think it's way better than what they did with the PS3, which was just like the PSP, like the cross media bar. I thought that was just embarrassing.
Right.
But the new one, which we have that article coming up, right?
Yeah.
About the PS5's new interface.
Yeah.
The new one looks cool too, but we can talk about that in a minute. But yeah, Microsoft Cloud Save's free for everyone. You don't need an Xbox Live subscription anymore. But even if you don't have an Xbox Live subscription, if you buy Game Pass Ultimate, it comes with that anyway. Just buy Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah.
It's good.
Well, we were talking about the PlayStation's UI, and I did take a look at the video of the new UI that they have, and it looks pretty interesting. I like how new the resolution is now meant for 4K. All the cards on here are pretty colorful and interesting, but I still feel like even just looking at the UI, it just feels like there's just a lot of clutter for me. There's not like a level of organization that I'm just like, okay, these cards are for this and these cards are for that, but they're not aligned in a certain section.
I think people will be able to get used to it pretty fast. Like, I'm not worried about anything like that. Just looking at it, it does seem kind of cluttered, especially with like tons of cards all over that like top row for like whatever game you're playing. And I was just like, that's kind of a weird choice.
If you have ADHD, I could see this being perfect for you.
all over, tons of stuff to look at. Yeah, I get that. I'm not incredibly blown away by it, like this new PS5 user interface, but I will say that I think they're putting some cool features in there. Like, I loved when I first heard that the controllers are going to have microphones in them. I was like, that's really stupid, because now they're going to try to make some games that utilize that, and that's stupid. But when they brought up the chat feature, where I can just like message Joel, hey dude, let's play whatever.
Right.
And then it just types your message and sends it. I was like,
the voice to text stuff.
The voice to text, I thought that was a really cool feature. I was like, okay, now I actually see a purpose for this.
But you know what was funny? The first thing that I thought was like, oh, that's cool. But then I was just like, wait a second. There's been other things that have had this for quite a while. Like the Nvidia Shield has exactly that on their not their gaming control, not just their gaming controller, but their new little triangular like controller that we have here in the house. It has a microphone built into it, and I was just like, doesn't the Roku have that as well built into their controllers? It's just a little microphone just to call on whatever AI system that they have on there.
Yeah. Well, and technically the PlayStation already has this. Like with the PlayStation camera, you can talk to it. You know, like, hey, PlayStation launch whatever game, or open Netflix. It'll just do it. So it's just, but yeah, like once I saw the text to speech to text thing, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I will say these cards.
Yeah.
This is like one of the big things they showed off. Like, they're playing, but I forgot what game.
These cards only show up while you're in game, I believe, right?
Yeah. So or I guess if you have that game loaded, and then like, you know, like so if you're suspending the game or if you're just browsing whatever, it'll still show. So they were playing Sackboy Adventures, and as they were, walking through the card demo, it's like, here's hints to things that you might be missing in the game. Like they showed off like some collectible that the player at the time didn't have, and it was like, here's a little hint video on how to get that, or like it won't show you exactly how to do it, but it'll show you like, oh, you need to go over here. And it's like, that's really cool. I think that's a really cool feature, especially for people who like maybe they're not the smartest when it comes to checking every nook and cranny in video games, And it's like,
especially for like those 100% ones, right?
Video game logic is basically, if you see a sign saying go over there, go this way. like always check that corner first and then go follow.
Mario was always like that for me on the Galaxy stuff. I was just like, wait a second, you're funneling me.
There's a whole other thing over here. There's a whole other planet over here I'm not looking at. Yeah, and it's like. Yeah, that's but all these cards, my first thought, like, they look cool. The whole like giving you hints on games, and it keeps track of your collectibles and stuff like that. Technically, the Xbox did that already, but with that, my first thought was like, wait a minute. So if I'm developing a game for the PS5, I now have to create all these cards and hint videos and trackers and stuff built into that. I was like, man, those developers are probably going to be pissed. Random EA programmer guys, like, wait a minute, we have to do what now? Like, we have to build a hint videos into this? And it's like, yeah, your development time just got extended 6 months. All right, cool, good job. Yeah, I was like...
all right. So, we still don't know who's doing the work. It makes it sound like the developer is going to be doing a lot of the work. Mm-hmm. I just don't know if...
It will be.
I just don't know if okay, let's take a look at like first party in-house developers. I can see them utilizing this because it's a requirement, right?
Every first party game is going to have this.
Yeah.
Miles Morales is going to have it. Like the next God of War is going to have it. Any first party Sony made game, like your exclusive console sellers, they're going to be packed with these things.
Yeah.
And they're going to be awesome.
Yogencha just said the question is if it's going to be a requirement. And that's the other thing. Like in this video, they stated that two things. One, old games can have this feature.
Yeah.
But they weren't clear on which games are going to have the feature and who's going to be responsible for having these cards in that feature.
This is going to be all the developers and the publishers. This is going to be 100% on them. And I don't see a lot of your third party multi-platform games like your Maddens, Madden releases on everything. I don't see them doing this. Like EA is not going to spend the time to make these cards. Like Activision is not going to put in the effort on this thing. Like I don't see a lot of the third-party developers really caring about this. I think it's cool what they're doing, but I think you're mostly going to see this out of your big budget like first-party stuff.
But it could be just another way of having more playability or longer game sessions with just a game that from a gamer perspective, you would just be like, oh, I just flew through it and that was it. And I never played it again. Right. But at the same time, it's like a lot of these companies are trying to put more life into a game to where they want you to purchase something. And if you're just dropping it off right after you're finishing the story, there's no benefit for that company. They're not getting anything out of it. So maybe this is a way to get gamers to be more involved with the game and 100% it, so that way they feel a need when they see one of these cards to be like, oh, by the way, I have to pick up the DLC just to even get that done.
Yeah, and I get that. Like I said, I think it's a cool system that they're doing. It's
a lot of work.
I'm very curious to see, outside of your first party big exclusive games, how many developers actually get into this.
You might see this fall off in a PlayStation 5 firmware later on.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't see the long race on this thing. I'm just looking at like, oh, that's a cool launch feature that nobody's going to care about in like 6 months.
Yeah, Yogencha also said, I wonder if this stuff makes it harder to get trophies, less braggable. Lol. I mean, at the same time, I don't know anyone who's bragged to me ever about a trophy.
Let me tell you, and I really hope he watches this video at some point, Cinderkin is the biggest I'm not bragging about trophies guy there is. It's like, you could bring up any random game. Be like, yeah, I just bought my kid the new Avatar game. And he'll be like, yeah, I platinumed that game. It's like, which means he got every trophy, and it's just
I got it. But at the same time, I'm like,
I thought you didn't care about trophies. You'd be like, I don't care about trophies at all. Oh, Avatar, yeah, I got platinum on that. Yeah, I got platinum. I platinumed that one. GTA 5, yeah, I platinumed it.
Yeah. I'm
and
sure.
He's like, yeah, but why would you do that if you don't care about trophies anymore? Like, yeah, his whole thing was back in the day, Sony rewards used to like give you like points where you could redeem them for like, free games or whatever by getting trophies. And so he was like platinuming every game he came across because he can get some free money out of it. And I was like, cool, I completely get that. They stopped that program. And he's like, I don't care about trophies anymore, man. I can't get no money out of this. And it was like, yep, I platinumed that game yesterday. I did everything.
But it came out today.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I got platinum.
Yeah.
It's like, nobody asked. We weren't even talking about that game, but whatever. So yeah, I hope you watch this video.
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably going to be like, I don't do that anymore. I got a kid. There's
like, yeah, for real.
I can't do that. He's going to platinum it.
Yeah. I got a platinum.
Yeah.
Stupid.
All right. Well, that's pretty cool for the UI. A couple of other things that I really liked about it is just how involved you can get in the game. At least now for some of the games that they were right about certain things. A lot of people YouTube how to do something because it's just not very well stated in the game, or it's meant to be hidden. But
yeah,
I just hate pulling up stuff on my phone when I just get out of something that I really want to get done in the game. They just make it easier to keep it in their ecosystem at this point. It's just easy. But we'll see. We'll see how much that feature gets used after it goes live, and then we'll see if people are still just on the old trend of pulling it up.
It'll go live. All of your launch games are going to have it. Like even your Ubisofts, your EAs, your Activisions, everybody's going to have it.
Right.
Cyberpunk is going to have this. It's like, this is going to be a thing. And then a year from now, it's going to be like,
So you know what the realization I just had is like, what if their pushback? What if Cyberpunk's or CD Projekt Red pushback was because they needed to implement this BS system?
That would be hilarious. That would be the greatest thing ever if they were like, sorry, world, we were right about to launch on November 19th for our final delay. Sorry about that. Sony made us do all these bullshit cards. You'll get it in the spring and you'll like it.
Aww.
Yeah,
that
it's
sucks.
like, yeah, that would be hilarious. People would rage so bad,
and
all of your Sony fanboys would still defend Sony to their dying day.
Yeah.
So it would be like, The game's going to be better. Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah. You're welcome, world. Enjoy.
Yeah. You're welcome, PC Master Race, whatever.
All right. Yeah. Speaking of Cyberpunk.
Yes.
Where are you going to get your Cyberpunk copy?
Like, where am I going to buy it?
Yeah. Where are you going to buy it at?
Probably going to just Best Buy or Amazon the physical copy on the Xbox because I'm getting an Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
So I'm going to buy that.
Yeah. Weren't we talking about what series you were going to get first?
Like a few weeks ago?
Yeah. We were talking about it. I thought you were going to get the S first because you don't have a need for the 4K.
No. Well, okay. So the S, I think the S is a great little thing. For $299, that's an awesome system. I need the disk drive. The S doesn't have a disk drive.
Okay, so
I play physical games.
The digital version, yeah.
Yeah, like I collect physical games, so I need the disk drive, and so that's why I got an X. But I'm probably just gonna get a copy on the Xbox and just play that from Best Buy, Amazon, whoever. Yeah. Whoever will get me one fast.
Since I don't care about physical copies and I'm just okay with digital copies of things. Good Old Games on this article is giving you a little bit more than what other places are giving you. Now, I'm not sure if we verified this with every other digital distribution platform, but it looks like Good Old Games is going to give you a pretty good deal along the lines with the things that come with it already. So
if you didn't know, and this is just for anybody out there, so on your PC platforms, and you got Steam, you got Epic Games Store, and you got Good Old Games, and there's tons of others out there, but those are your big three right now. Mm-hmm. Good Old Games is owned by CD Projekt. They own it. This is their store. It's like the Epic Game Store. It's like Valve and Steam. They own Good Old Games. So when they're going to sell you their game on their platform, this is just their way of throwing in a little extra. Like, hey, don't buy it on Steam. Buy it from us. It's our game anyway.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna pause you right there because an OG just came back on the chat. I think he was there before, but he wasn't there when we were live. So we have a chat member named Gnawdog. And he says, the GSK is back, man. The GSK. Yeah, he's all like, you frag alumni represent. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Man. How long ago was that?
That was forever ago, man. That was like 10 years ago. That was crazy.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
We can reminisce about those times. So much.
We're old.
Yeah. So much dance. A lot of jigglies.
Yeah. Those are good times.
Yeah.
GSK, man,
welcome. He said, dude, when we did Gears 3, remember when we did the co-op stuff for Gears 3?
I remember that. We did 4-player Gears 3, yeah.
That was awesome. Especially when the Brewmac would come up and it was like, oh crap, death.
Wait, Gears 3 was 4-player, right?
Yeah, it was the first 4-player co-op.
Yeah, okay. I was like, or was that Judgment? No, it was Gears 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I remember playing that, yeah.
Wow.
And then we tried to do Judgment on like super hard difficulty level, and we kept dying, and it was awesome.
Oh,
yeah. But yeah, no, GSK, man, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Man. Come on, hang out.
All right.
But yeah, GOG. If you want to run through some of the extras on there.
Yeah, so some of the extras that it comes with already is like the original score, Cyberpunk 2020 sourcebook, art booklet, wallpapers for your desktop and mobile, digital comic. But if you buy it on goodoldgames.com, you also get print quality Cyberpunk 2077 posters, which those things are amazing anyway. They're a work of art.
Yeah.
Exclusive digital comic, Cyberpunk 2077 Big City Dreams. I wonder how much information in that comic is going to be relevant or necessary for some of the
or just like a side story,
right.
Or maybe like a character in the comic is like somebody you could work for in the game or something. Like, we don't know.
Yeah, and an additional set of wallpapers and avatars, which is always welcome, you know.
Yeah, little freebies. It's just CD Projekt's way of saying, hey, it's our game anyway, just buy it here.
Yeah, I could have swore Good Old Games had a discount when it was first announced or when it was first available for like $40 some odd, and it was cheaper than anywhere else, which was kind of surprising. But at the same time, it's like now it's back up to $59.99. I didn't pre-order it, but it's playable on November 19, 2020. I could have swore this physical copy is going to be out. No. Yeah, it's November 19th for everything.
That's like the global launch date for everything.
Right.
So it's there's so much hype behind this game. Like everybody's basically saying this is your game of the year.
Do you think people are overhyping it though?
I absolutely do.
You think so?
I think CD Projekt Red for that matter, they have such a big fan base that like this game could be terrible and people will still say this is like the greatest game of all time. Like
do you think a lot of that comes from Witcher 3 though? Just from the level of
I think so. Yeah. I mean, cool. Yeah, because like Witcher has a really big fan base anyway, and Witcher 3 and like I just finished that game. It was good. It was a very good game. It had problems, but it was really good. They have such a big fan base, and they're known for being like, you know, really fan-friendly developers, and like they're always here to support their communities and stuff like that. They're in a lot of bad press right now. They're in a lot of hot water for some, you know, like all their crunch practices that they're going through right now. But
rightfully so if they are kind of doing that though, because they did promise they weren't going to do it.
Yeah, no, they deserve all this negativity, honestly. But this is their like there is so much hype behind this game. Like this is like there is no doubt this is going to be like on everybody's like best game of the year list.
Yeah.
Even if it's terrible, people are still going to be like, this is the greatest game there is.
Yeah, I'm probably going to pick this up on Good Old Games just because of all the extras that you get.
Yeah, digital goodies, man.
It just kind of sucks because it's like because Good Old Games does the whole like you can do all your launchers on Good Old Games 2.0 thing, which is great. Yeah, but now it's just like
Galaxy.
Yeah, Galaxy is pretty awesome. It still hasn't taken off as much as I thought it would at the very beginning, only because there's like several bugs and you still can't connect to certain things. But it's just like, man, it is getting pretty fragmented out there where I get my games. As soon as like Epic Game Store came out, it's just like, all these free games. It's like, now I have games over here, I have games over there, but I have to launch every single one of them from a different launcher.
Like my PC, which I rarely ever use anyway, but it's like, I've got like Steam, Origin, Ubisoft's thing, like Uplay, Galaxy. There's the Rockstar Games launcher now, Epic Game Store. There's the Twitch launcher because they give away free games every month, and it's like it's nothing but just programs to launch games. Yeah. It's like that's it. It's everywhere.
And you have to wonder, what are they all getting out of it? It's not just the fact that you're getting games off of their launcher, which forces them to use their launcher. It's also makes me wonder, like, what's in their launcher? What information do they grab from your machine?
I know they want each one is basically their storefront, so they want the money. I get that. Like Ubisoft wants you to use Uplay because their store is right there, and they go, "Oh, you want the new Watch Dogs Legion? Click this button; it's yours.
Right.
Don't go anywhere else. It's right here." So like I get that. But what are you gonna do?
So $59.99, November 19th, 2020. If you want those extras, go get it from Good Old Games. If not, you can grab it from pretty much anywhere, including Stadia.
Anywhere,
if that's where you want to get it.
And Stadia, because good things or great things or whatever.
Yeah, they're coming.
I don't know.
Don't know what it is.
It's coming to Stadia, and you'll buy it on Stadia, and it's yours forever.
Yeah. Asterisk. Until the service goes belly up, then you'll have to
until Google stops making money off of Stadia and throws it in the dumpster, and you lost everything.
Remember when we talked about OnLive, and we were talking about their user agreements, right? Remember when we read somewhere that the game is yours, asterisk, till like 2019, and then maybe we'll extend the license for that game.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, they actually had it in their agreement where it was like, any game you buy through OnLive, it's only yours for like 2 years or something like that. It was like, why am I buying it? Like that was an odd duck.
Yeah.
OnLive was great though. It was a great system.
Yeah. GSK says, I may get hate, but long live Game Pass. Game Pass is...
That wasn't even me.
Yeah.
That wasn't even me who said that. GSK, right there. I'm sure most people watching this are like, God, Clay's such a freaking Microsoft fanboy. And it's like, no, I just think they're doing really good stuff right now. Yeah. Like, I have a PlayStation, I have a Switch, I have everything. It's just, I think Microsoft's killing it right now.
Yeah.
And yes, Game Pass is the best. It is so good.
Yogencha is saying Game Pass is cool, which would include DLC, wish it would include DLC because the games are full of it now.
And that's a really good point, because when the Outer Worlds DLC just launched like a month ago, it's called Peril and Gorgon or something like that. The Outer Worlds is in Game Pass, but the DLC is not. So it's like, that game was so good, and I really want to play the DLC, but it's like, oh, you got to pay $15, and it's like, I'm paying $15 for something on Game Pass. Come on, just give me the DLC already.
That's the halfway drug. That's how they're getting you, Clay.
Microsoft owns the company that made the game. Yeah. Just put the DLC in there. It's like, come on.
Nah, dog. You gotta get that DLC. They gotta make some money out of you.
I'm paying them $15 a month, man.
For like an entire library of freaking games.
I got like 200 free games, and they're like, nope. Damn it.
All right. Well, that's the end of all the news articles this week. It was quite a bit, but I'm definitely looking forward to all the Ninja Turtles fun that I'm gonna have over on on.
This is a free update, right?
Yeah. So I think the skins though, they're not free though.
No, you have to pay with them with their currency, I believe.
Yeah, they have two different forms of currency, and I think some of them you're able to get with just gameplay currency that you gain, and then some of them are just going to be exclusive, like dollar physical money with whatever their translation of whatever.
So depending on how much it costs, would you say that these would be worthy of a purchase?
Only one of them. Because I'm just such a big fan of the old Ninja Turtle stuff. Donatello was obviously my favorite, only because he was just
obviously he is the best turtle there is. So
he's the smart one, and I was just like, I want those computers that he's playing with back there, Mom.
Yes, I like tech things. Yeah.
And that guy can fight. Not that great, but he can fight.
Yeah. So would you say I don't know the pricing on these things. So like, would you say $5? Donatello, $5. Would you actually spend that? Just for the skin?
Yes. Okay. All right. How about this? I would pay the $5 if the god that the skin applied to was one of my mains, which it's not.
Okay.
So it just depends, right? Like I'm mostly like an Artemis player, which she's like the first god that you got from back in the day, and I platinum everything. Like I unlocked everything off of that character. There's no Ninja Turtle skin for it.
Yeah.
So why would I ever grab a skin for a god that I'm never going to play?
That's a valid point.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's good. I get it. Like I said, I'm just curious to like how fanatic people are going to be about this. If they're going to be like, oh, Ninja Turtles, I can't wait. $10, screw you.
Yeah. I think if they get anything out of this whole thing, like any purchases out of this whole thing, it's just a plus to them because it didn't cost them a lot just to implement it. There was just some designer that just did a copy and paste job of skins and let's go.
Yeah, the labor to create those skins is probably going to pay itself off pretty fast. And then after that, it's like Hi-Rez gets a cut, Nintendo or Nickelodeon gets a cut, and everybody's happy.
Well, the cool thing is that they also did the voice, so that kind of they did the voices for the Ninja Turtles, so there is voice packs for everything.
Do you know anything about the voice actors?
No, I do not, but they don't sound like they're just like crappy, like
okay. I'm just curious because I know
they just grabbed Steve from fucking they just grabbed Steve from down the way, and that guy just did the voice. Like, no, they sound pretty legit.
Okay, so but we don't know if it's like the '90s cartoon cast or even like the new reboot that came out like 5-10 years ago, like their cast or anything like that.
Yeah.
No,
it's not. Cool. It's none of that. But yeah, go check it out. If anybody wants to keep on chatting with us, we also have the Discord links down there. You also know how to do it. Just a forwarder to our Discord chat. Check it out. You can continue chatting with us throughout the week about anything that you find for game news or anything else that you want to talk about, as well as nerdjunkies.com. We're going to have an edited version of this live stream. You can always check out the regular live stream on the uncut stuff, but we'll have like a small bites version of it where you can just enjoy it, get the game.
I like those.
Yeah, they're pretty funny. I like
the small bites ones because I can like listen to it like when I'm driving somewhere, and it's just like, oh, this isn't going to take me an hour and 24 minutes now. It's like, hey, I can just get the whole thing down in like a half hour.
Yeah, I usually do them in one night, but I'm starting to like enjoy doing some of the like the funnier bits off of it and just cutting them real well. The one that I keep cracking up every single time is when we talk about hanging out in the Discord chats like homies.
Yeah. like
what up, Clay? But I really enjoyed that
Discord.
One. Yeah. Pass me my 40 ounce.
Pass me my 40 ounces of malt liquor, please.
Yeah, so go check it out. We'll be here next week on Saturday at noon, same time, same channel. I'll have the updated link to the scheduled. I don't know if my wifey has anything scheduled soon for any holiday stuff, but I know that Halloween falls on Saturday, so we're going to be here doing the episodes for that. Once we get down to like Thanksgiving, Christmas, we might have something that we might need to put in the books, but we'll let everybody know in case that Saturday is not going to be up. But I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows that we're here every Saturday, noon, Pacific time. If you're
Pacific time.
Yeah, Pacific time. If you're on the East Coast, obviously, just add 3 hours there.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to head out. Clay, if you have anything to say, any words of wisdom, any...
Now is my time to shine.
Yes, 15 seconds.
I've got nothing. Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
Ooh, I smell tacos.
Delicious.
Thanks everybody for showing up. We will be here next week, and hit us up on the Twitters, the books. Joel has like every social media platform there is.
Yeah.
He'll reply to anything.
All you have to do.
Find me on Twitter, but that's about it.
All you have to do is just pretty much do nerdjunkies.com / and then any social media website.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, Joel has them all. I believe he just reactivated our Friendster account.
It's up now. I just did the banner on it. I did the HTML tag. You get the nice little like arrow with the sprinklies on it.
Can we make it so the cursor is like fireworks or something?
Yeah.
Just like
it'll be a unicorn.
Really 90s like web design stuff.
Yeah. Oh man, I gotta get like a video of some old MySpace profile creation stuff. But yeah, we're out of here.
Websites ever.
Hit us up, and then we'll see you on the Discord chat.
Yeah, join us on Discord. Hit us up on Twitter. Whatever.
Actually, you know what?
Thanks for showing up.
Here's what's up. Mel, do you have anything you want to say?
Oh, here we go.
Mel's our mod on the chat, by the way. So if you want to ever get anything out of, if you ever have a question or anything, hit up Mel, and then we'll talk to you about online if we're not.
Or if there's something you don't like about the show or any complaints, Mel, right there.
Yeah, Mel. She'll filter them out and put them on our suggestion box, which doesn't exist.
Yes.
Yeah, she's in a shoebox.
Yes, she is the official complaint desk of nerdjunkies.com. Any kudos or any thumbs up, I'll take those. That's fine.
Mel?
All right. Well, thanks everybody. Oh yeah, Mel, are you good?
Yeah, pretty much good, but I got really nothing to say.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
All right, Mel Green Eyes out of here.
Mel Green Eyes, OG triple OG.
She's gonna kill us.
Hit us up on Discord. We'll tell you how Mel's been lying to us for the past 10 years.
10 years,
which we just found out today.
Yeah.
No one asked.
Oh, but they will.
Yes.
Don't worry, they will, Mel.
But your avatar name is.
Mel Blue
There's
Eyes.
the story behind it.
Yeah. Anyway.
And said it.
Let's cut this stream to not waste any more time for anybody.
Sorry. All right, let's get out of here. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Catch you next week.